So whenever you get a TV as big as this one, you definitely want to have help. So I have Justin, my assistant. Let's just grab the side of it and watch the TV to make sure it don't fall. Real slow. Now to protect the TV, you have some styrofoam on each side of the television. And keep in mind, Sony does put this protector on the front of the screen when they ship the TV out to you. Now in the box, you get this remote control and it has features like your Google voice commands. You have your different source buttons, plus you have some hotkeys here at the bottom, including Bravo Core, which is Sony's movie setup that can basically stream 80 megabits per second to give you the maximum picture quality. If you plan on mounting it on the wall, it comes with these adapters. And plus I like the fact that this one has a removable power cord so you can extend it very easily. And it's going to come with some paperwork. And over here is very important. This is the setup guide to show you how to install the feet on the television. And here's the metal feet that comes with the TV, as you can see. And the great thing is it has these screws on the side of it so you can actually lower the TV or raise it up just in case you have a sound bar. And I want to show you what it looks like when you raise it up. As you can see the difference right there. So all you need to do is just take these screws out and you want to raise the bar up and screw it back in. Pull this piece off. And then what you want to do is just lift the TV up on one side. Make sure you get this adjusted to the little slot and let it back down. And you do the other side. And then you want to go ahead and lift the TV up again. Put this piece in. And that's it. So the TV is all out of the box. You can see I have it raised up down here at the bottom. A few things I want to point out is on the back of it, you got this nice checkerboard design, and Sony's been doing this for years. Over here, you can plug it in. That's where your power cord's going to go into. This is where those adapters go in if you plan on mounting it on the wall. And then this TV has speakers right here on each side of the television, and this becomes very important to get surround sound. Plus you can use this TV as a center channel with some Sony devices. Now this TV has plenty of connectivity on the back of it. Over here we have two USBs, and one of them is USB 3.0. You have a fiber optic output to go over to some of your audio equipment. You also have this little input right here that doubles as an input for older VCRs, DVD players with an adapter, or you can use this on very specific Sony center channels to actually make this TV become part of the audio source. You have two HDMIs right here, and these are HDMI 2.0 for 60 Hertz performance. And over here we have two HDMI 2.1s for 120 Hertz performance. Over here we have a LAN connection to connect it directly to your router. You have an RC232 port for connecting to some of the different equipment out there to do home automations. You have an IR output, and this TV does have the ATSC 3.0 TV tuner. So here we have it, guys. This is the 65-inch Sony X90L. Retails around $1,200. You're probably wondering, how does it compare against the $1,100 Hisense U8K or the TCL QM8, which sells around $1,300? And keep in mind, those TVs are mini LED, and this isn't. I know a lot of people think Sony is overpricing their television, but there's a lot behind why they're priced what they are. The biggest thing that I know about Sony is that they have the best color science of any TV that I've seen on the market, and they are a gold reference when it comes to movie creators and things like that. With that being said, I'll get to those videos as soon as I can, so you don't even have to comment about it. I'm on it. Here's a list of all the sizes that are available for this television. You can get it in a 55-inch all the way up to a 98-inch. But keep in mind, if you have a smaller space, you will not be able to buy it in a 32, 43, or 50-inch, unfortunately. Now in the comment section, I've been telling you guys you should buy an Apple TV to go with any television. And the main reason I like Apple TV over the operating systems that even come with this X90L is because you can actually manually select what format that you want to see most of the time when you're watching TV. Over here we have Dolby Vision, HDR, SDR, so you can select the one you want and you're good to go. The second reason is a lot of people are asking about calibration. On the Apple TV, if you go down here where it says color balance, you can take your iPhone, if you have one, hit continue, and then you can stick your phone on front of the screen like this, and it calibrates the television for you, so you don't even have to buy software to do it. As you can see, there is measuring all the different color tones like you would on a full calibration software. And once it's done, that's the way to go. Plus, it's very fast. You won't see any lag compared to operating systems. But let's go ahead and get into some of the picture demos that I actually prepared for you guys. Now, for you movie fans, Sony TVs has the absolute best picture out there on the market, in my opinion. Forget all the specs, forget all the bells and whistles. When you see this TV in action with a really high quality signal, it's going to blow your mind on how well this picture actually performs when watching different types of content. And to take it a step further, I want to show you two options that I absolutely love. And this only works if you use the built-in Google TV. Well, if you go over to the side, hit the gear on the remote control and go into your picture settings, you have what they call Netflix calibration. So this is set up with Netflix and Sony to give you the best picture quality possible, and you don't have to do any adjustments because it overrides the system. Now I switched over to Bravia Core, and if we hit that gear again, go over to the picture settings, they also have it right here. Now what is Bravia Core? Well, it's Sony's own movie profiles, and the great thing about this is that most services only uses about 25 megabits per second, so it's really compressing your movies. This is actually going to give you close to Blu-ray quality if you use the application, but it does require 80 megabits per second to be able to get that full resolution that you need to get the best picture out of this television. Now here's some of the different picture profiles. First, I was going to show you guys the vivid mode, and this is my favorite on Sony TVs, but you do have Dolby Vision brightness, and you do have Dolby Vision darkness. Now all these scenes will give you the best out of the television, but again, I like that brighter scene. It is completely up to you, but that's what I like. Now this TV does have the ATSC 3.0 TV tuner, which allows you to get 4K over the air when it's available in your area. And one thing that really stands out to me about this television is that the Sony TV tuner is so much clearer than a lot of TVs that I've reviewed on this channel. There's a TV guide at the bottom of the TV so you can select your channels, plus you can add your favorites into a system so you can go retrieve that channel at a later date. Now switching over to YouTube TV, I will tell you that this is a higher quality signal than over the air, and for me, it looks fantastic. Plus this TV does have a lot of different picture profiles. One thing that it does lack when it comes to that is that this TV does not have a sports profile, but there's a lot of options to find the best settings that looks the best for your eyes. And I also want to show you guys the different skin tones going through the different profiles that this TV has to offer. And again, for me, I still love vivid mode on Sony televisions. You might not agree with me, but I think it brings out the whitest whites, the brightest color, and the skin tone is still natural. So when it comes to sporting and motion and fast action, that's very important in a television. So I want to test this particular TV out. From my findings, if you just use the picture profiles, some of them works better than others. So it is something that you mainly have to change depending on what content that you watch. The best way is to customize this by going into the menu under the picture profiles and going under what they call motion flow. Under this profile, you can change the smoothness of the picture. So once you find something that works for you, you can lock it into that profile. So anytime you need to go back to it, just go ahead and select that, and that'll smooth out those action movies, the sporting events, and anything you need. But overall, this TV handles motion. Not the best I've ever seen, but pretty darn good. Now, when it comes to upscaling, I will tell you that this TV performs as absolutely best if you're using a 1080p signal and better. With this demonstration, you can see if you're playing lower resolution like 720p or even 480p, the TV will look blurry, and this is the case for most televisions that has 4K capabilities. And just so you guys know, the X90L does have this anti-glare coating, so it will be ideal for someone who has a lot of lights in your room. And when it comes to viewing angles, I'm thinking that this must be an IPS panel, because as I went over to the sides, I didn't notice any type of huge change in the picture. So this TV does have great viewing angles and ideal for people who wants to put it on the fireplace or even mount it at an angle. Now the elephant in the room is that the X90K had bad blooming issues where you get these glows on white logos whenever the screen was dark. I did some tests on this X90L, and I will say that it is slightly improved over the X90K, but it's not completely gone. The way I think about it is that you will see that from time to time, and it is noticeable, especially when you get movie credits. But for the most part, watching this TV on a daily basis, it's only going to be something that you see from time to time. And I really feel that the picture quality on this TV is so great that it's something that you could overlook if the picture quality is the most important thing that you want. Now, if you're a gamer, you probably want to know more about this TV and what it has to offer. So let's check it out. It's my first time playing this game, but we'll give it a shot.
This could be my best race.
It's a lot slower than some of the games, but the graphics looks pretty good. Now, if you have a PS5, it automatically switches and optimizes the TV, and as you can see, it's in gaming mode. If you press and hold down the menu, you get this gaming bar, and you can turn on variable refresh rate, you can control the motion blur, the black UQ, plus you get this crosshair that puts this little box on the screen. Now, because of CEC, if I want to go to the Xbox, I just press and hold down the Xbox play button right there in the center, and the TV should switch over automatically. Now we have the Xbox up. You can see more of the menu system. So you can see I'm playing at 4K 120 Hertz. We go over to the TV details, and it supports everything, but this TV has a switch in it if you want to play Dolby Vision games. And then you have a video mode. So again, everything's checked off except for variable refresh rate. Now I have the Xbox plugged into input 4. You can see different options over here where I have an enhanced mode, but if you want to switch it, you can choose if you want Dolby Vision or variable refresh rate. It's your choice, but the TV will not automatically configure it, which is something I wish that they figure out. Now I did switch it over to variable refresh rate, and you see now it's checked off. But again, if you want to play Dolby Vision games, you need to go back to the menu of the television and turn that off and drop your variable refresh rate at the same time. Next, we're going to take a listen to the audio system, and I will tell you that this is a recording, so it's not going to sound like it does here live. But if you put headphones on, you get the best chance to understand how good they sound. Now this TV has 4 speakers on it. There's 2 10-watt speakers here on the bottom. And on the side here, there's some slots that gives you 5 watts by 2 to create immersive surround sound. Plus you can use the remote control to calibrate your room with the built-in microphone. Now I'm a firm believer that a separate audio system that's powered by itself is going to give you a better experience. Something like this Sony S2000, but if you don't want to add a sound bar, the speakers in it actually sounds pretty good. Take a listen.
Like a song without refrain. It's how I feel without you. Like a door without a key.
Now this TV, you can hook up remote controls, Bluetooth devices. All you need to do is go into settings, go down here to where it says remote and accessories. Then you can pair accessories. All you need to do is put the headphones or speaker into Bluetooth mode. So let's go and take these off. Now I have them in pairing mode. I'll just go set them back right here. And then we're going to go ahead and search for devices. Now you can do this with your AirPod. You can do this with AirPods or any brand headphones that you like. Plus you can hook it up to wireless controllers and things like that as well. So there it is. Now they're paired. You can start watching TV with these headphones, again, with any other brand that you like. Now, as far as experience, I still like the Apple TV, but if you don't have one, the Google operating system on this TV is pretty snappy. You still have access to plenty of applications, but you can't sideload APK packs that people have been trying to do. You have your live channels where you can have streaming with Google TV. I showed you guys the antenna earlier. You have an app store, and this TV is compatible with the Calman software. If you have the calibration software, you can connect the IP to this TV and you can do automatic calibrations. And the great thing about Sony is when it comes to calibration is that they have a separate profile. So you can do color 1, color 2, so you don't override all the different profiles in your television, which some TVs, you have to pick one and override it. From there, Sony has the Bravia core and everything all set up here. So once you log into it, you can see all the different footage. And I will tell you that there is some free footage in there, but if you want to get the best, you want to pay for it or use the free subscription that they give you. Now, this is a feature I really like about this TV and most Google TV is that you can hook up your own webcam to it and download Google Meets. Now, with this loaded up, you can see that it is picking up my camera right here. And now let's do a video call from my smartphone. So I can just hit call. Now that it's calling, I can answer the call using the TV remote control. And now, here we are. I'm using the TV as my video chat. So you can do this with most Google TVs, and I just wanted to show you guys that this Sony X90L can do it as well. So it is a feature you definitely want to check out. So this TV has 20 gigabytes of internal memory, so you can transfer all your files over to it, and you can cast from your Android device directly to the television. Now, if you have an iPhone or Apple product, you can use Apple AirPlay and HomeKit and control it with Siri. Plus, this TV does have Wi-Fi and all those good things built right into it, so you're ready to go. But at the end of the day, is this a great TV? Well, in my opinion, besides having some blooming and some slight vignetting around the edges, this TV is fantastic. I like the fact that it has the hands-free voice commands. I like the fact that it supports Apple AirPlay and HomeKit. And I like the fact that the tri-luminous picture profiles in this TV gives it this stunning, amazing picture. Now, besides all these different factors that Sony has to offer, I know they're not keeping up with mini LED on this particular TV, especially at the price point they're selling for. But if you really look at it, if picture quality is the number one thing, again, on your list, I think you're going to be very satisfied with this television, and I'm very impressed with it. I'm Tech Steve. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you on the next one. Peace.